Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This one is going to be on Bianca Bel Air, EST in Peace. So Bianca is the scrimmage card for Zombie Month. So hopefully that means she's one of the more obtainable ones. I actually really like this one. I think she's really good. Trickster generally is harder to come by. Lady Tricksters, there's not a lot to choose from. So we'll talk about that more at the end, but I do think she's really great. She is a modern era focused trickster. The Zombie Link and the modern era gems, stock gear, the EST and piece. She's a coach. Another one of these ones, moves and gems, trap countdown juggernaut that make red will create 3 more, so super useful there. Hall of Fame Lita is pretty rare. I haven't seen her offered in forever, so excellent replacement there. I have quite a few builds for you guys. I want to say I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 5 builds, and then the 6-star. We'll call it 5 because one of them I throw a little bit more rare trainer on, as well as the common ones. Before we get too far into this, I do have her plate equipped. Whenever you make 6 or more X break gems, increase all your gem damage by 100% for 2 turns. So that is going to be in effect. Will increase some damage. I can tell you what I was hitting for without it when we get in there, but do know that. So that's there. Of note, just regular Fury medals and a tier 4 purple move damage percentage. All of these numbers should be easy to surpass. Fury 2 has been around a little bit, should be able to get at least a 2 set, no problem, based on how many have been available in contests in the free areas. So you should be able to get yours to do significantly more damage on the gem damage department. And what else? We're going to take a look at her 6-star possibilities to start. So her 6-star move, the bite here, is 4 MP. It deals 96k damage and like 1.3 million, almost 1.4 million base bleed damage for 2 turns, and it's only 4 MP. Really strong. There's a lot of different ways you could set this up. I haven't played it, so just on paper, I think I would do it this way because the deadliest spear is also only 4 MP. So what I would do is I would hit the bleed and then I would blow up the board, you know, with the swipe. And then the next turn I'd hit the bleed again into the sub. And then likely be able to blow the board up again because there's X breaks everywhere. So your base is 1.3. If you have Woods, he can max at 50%, Kyrie 75, and 66% from Seth. So you're going to have like almost 140% extra bleed on a 1.4 million bleed for 2 turns. So what's 1. We're going to say, what was it? We said like 140%. Should be like a 3.3 million bleed for 2 turns. So 6 million over the 2 turns. So on turn 2, the second bleed into the sub should bleed basically everybody out with full drain. Now, if you don't have Woods, just go MP down. And then you don't take any damage the first turn, but with the way 6-star kickouts are, it's a non-factor. You're just going to bleed them out, do full damage drain very quickly. You certainly won't need her skill plate. Purple on here just to fill the sub for sure. Rock plate that's available for free would work fine. You could also use a cheap shot. You could use all heart if you thought you were going to go more than the second turn, but you're probably not, so kind of a waste. I'd probably just put the Raucous Cooking plate, to be honest. This plate, maybe just to keep them down right away. Anyway, I think she'll be a monster at 6-star. I'll talk about where that fits in later, plus the coaching ability. All right, so to the pre-6-star festivities, as it were. We'll start with Triple Purple. Really wanted to love this moveset, and it's not quite as great as I would like. So a couple things to note. You will certainly, if you have him, almost will do big benefit for Bianca, because he maxes at 100% extra cross break or X break gems, and she makes a ton of X breaks. So he is very useful coach. If you don't have her, you'll lose some damage for sure. So do keep that in mind. Anyway, Triple Purple, spinning Saw Splash, 10 MP finisher, deal 274k damage. That goes over 600k at 6-star. Big boy finisher. Choose 6 X breaks to destroy and pin the opponent. Blade Slash, 9 MP purple, deal 114k damage plus 11k bonus damage for every X break. This is kind of disappointing to me. This 11k is too low in my opinion. Keeps this from being really, really good. Even if you have all 15 of these random sub gems, just X breaks stay after the sub, that's only 150k. This should be more like probably 40, 30, 40, maybe even 50k. Then this would be super spicy. As is, it's kind of disappointing. Anyway, zombie attack, 8 MP purple, submission, generate 15 random sub gems, and do 125k damage for 3 turns. Remaining turn into X breaks. Entourage, let's get set up with the purples. We're going to go Vince and Woods for all of our purple MPs, so we can start turn 1 with the sub. Now, if you don't have 17k Santa Hogan, you won't be able to hit the finisher on turn 2. You will have to hit the finisher on turn 3 in feud, unless they don't have defensive perks maxed and you're getting that extra MP. So do keep that in mind. 17k Santa, you can hit the finisher turn 2. If not, it's turn 3. And Braid Slash will be ready to go no matter what. If feud perks change, also shouldn't matter for this build set at all, other than you'll sub less, which is actually good for this build set. You don't want the sub to last more turns, so. And here you'll see almost every one of those X breaks gems hits a lot harder, so. I just need to not be lazy and get mine 100%. If I get Bianca, he will go 100% immediately. All right, let's run it. We're going to go against Bianca on the road. Also, autoplay update is in play, as well as the speed up. So I will likely use the speed up, just so you guys, if you don't have the update, can see what that's like. Plus, it'll go faster. So there, the speed up is in effect. Autoplay, I won't do. I'll actually play the game. So feud sub will be ready turn 1, even without 17k Santa. This will be ready turn 2, even without 17k Santa. This would be turn 3 if they have max defensive perks. I'll use it on turn 2 for this, but just be aware this would be turn 3. You'll need to take another swipe. The animation speed up is certainly going to be nice for previews. You know what I mean? And here you're going to see, even with almost adding 75% and making these 19k, this it just doesn't do massive damage. 242k on the move damage. 175k. It's just really kind of disappointing, but it's okay. And then the finisher, we're at 584k with just a tier 4 move damage medal. It's quite nice. And her plate won't work on the sub, right? So the plate I have equipped is doing nothing here. I would go with an all heart to buff green and purple gems, since you're going to end up blowing up, likely, a huge portion of the board. So all heart would be better. You can see we did 500k gem damage. Triple purple's okay, it's nothing amazing. Luck, we got just enough purple to get back to the sub. And this is why if you didn't use all heart, the rock cooking plate would be great. Red would give you purple, would refill everything for next turn. Not like we're in bad shape anyway. We're just fine. Not my favorite moveset. It's just on there to show you the blade braid slash. That's difficult to say. Which I do think is disappointing. That should hopefully do it. Yeah, that did it. All right, moving on. This build set is pretty cool. Close to being super fun with being able to do some things. I'll kind of talk about that as we get it equipped here. This is probably what I would be inclined to run if I didn't get her plate, which is very likely that I won't get her plate at the start. I think this moveset is what I'd be inclined to run without her skill plate to start. Ugh. Sorry, guys. Apparently I can't click. It's kind of interesting. The idea is you use the trap gems to get her loaded turn 1. It's just a take on a 2x3 area, but at least it's different, so I like that. So we're bringing the 2 yellows in. Full Moon Assault, 7 MP yellow, deal 84k damage, make 6 trap gems into purple. And 7 MP yellow, back alley body drop. Deal 84k damage and choose a 2x3 area to make into trap gems. If broken by you, deal 0 damage and make 7 random gems into X-Break. If broken by your opponent, deal 500,000 damage. That goes like to 740,000 at 6-star. The problem with this is it's a 2x3 area. Very difficult to find a spot to put it where you're going to get any more than like 2 or 3 broken by the AI. Plus, you have to have the right like setup, you know, the AI's primary color, be able to put it there, and then you need the AI to do what they do. So it ends up not really being effective, even though it's super high damage. If this was choose instead of an area, like choose 6 trap gems, I think you could do a ton with it, and it would be really exciting and fun, especially given her finisher and stuff. As is, I would not mess around with trying to do that. You're going to end up disappointed more often than not. But if you want to, feel free. I just don't think that's useful use of time and effort. So the common sense guy in me isn't going to show that, because that's going to be inferior in every way to just running the moveset this way, in my opinion. Take that for what it's worth. Also, if you don't have Cena 16k yet, crazy good trainer, 45% more yellow gem damage and 2 yellow MP. Use him all the time. Hogan, doesn't matter if he's 17k or not for this. And then almost, if you have them. If you don't have almost, use someone like Lacey for dual green purple gem damage. Probably would be your next best bet. You could also use Kane. I think Kane is X-Break, if I'm not mistaken. Kane would actually be probably really good, since most of the board ends up in cross breaks. Kane at higher level, like, will be better actually than Santa Hogan as far as the flat gems, especially like at 6-star would be better, but you likely wouldn't run this at 6-star. So 2x3 area into trap gem. 2 there, don't like that. Don't like that. Cascade King's gonna strike for sure. Yeah, that looks okay. This animation's sweet. You can see It's a lot of X breaks. So almost very important for the damage, for sure. Also, it does look like her plate worked on that, which usually they don't on traps. But that is a really high base damage. I just equipped the plate before this, so I can tell you without the plate this was doing about like 1.2 million, so it'll be really easy to see without her plate. You blow up the whole board, a lot of damage. And 1.9. Yeah, her plate definitely worked on that. Nice. Okay. I wasn't thinking it would, so I have cheap shot on there, because usually it doesn't work on traps. We'll just double check and make sure, because I'm going to run it with a rare trainer, meaning if you have 17k Santa. Same build. Just if you have 17k Santa, we're going to put Doink in for that finisher instead of Cena. Because I did all my practicing without her plate because I wanted to know how hard she hit without it, so I honestly didn't think it would work on that. Because they usually don't. Maybe I was wrong too. Let's find out. We'll find out for sure. I can't imagine she's 24k. So 17k Santa and Doink. That finisher is going to be Spicy Meatballs. And this is without a tier 5 medal or takedown. You can see we're right at a mil. Her plate definitely worked on the traps, so that's worth noting. I don't think that any of that stuff has worked on traps previously. Might have to recheck some of those like Titan plates and stuff. Could be wrong about that, but yeah, it's definitely working on that. So strike the cheap shot. Use her plate if you get it. If you don't get her plate, though, cheap shot. So Doink, we already are at 1 million, and now we're gonna do some board blow uppage. This is how, like I said, I do have 17k Santa, hit for 2 million. That's how I would run her. You're gonna have probably about 400k less damage without her skill plate. So keep that in mind. You are going to get a bunch more damage if you up almost. And, you know, you could use Fury 2s and stuff like that. So, and a tier 5 purple move damage. So there's a lot of extra there. Really easy, right? Solid, easy. This is basically the same principle, except we're putting in the red moves you saw me talk about earlier. Still going to use that finisher. We're going to get the choose move. I don't think you guys have seen this one yet. Broken Wing Slam, 8 MP. Deal 91k damage, choose 6 gems to make into purple. And the Deadliest Spear, 4 MP, deal 57k damage, and make the bottom 3 rows into X breaks. Basically the same principle as what we did earlier, just higher charge on the choose move, right? So we're going to switch to double red. Everything else stay the same. I really like Bianca, by the way. I think she's a great addition to what we have for ladies in the game so far. No, I'm sure I want to set it. Thank you. That's what I want to do. Okay. And of course, with that previous one, if matchy match perks change back to nothing on a match, you're gonna need Hollywood or DX Vault Sean for the purple match to get the finisher loaded. So keep that in mind. don't like any of this placement super much. All right. Okay, so we are at, again, 14K. We're gonna make the bottom 3 rows X break. Should make your plate go off. A lot of purple on the board. Yep, 24K. X breaks with almost 33K. And then we're just gonna blow up the board. Less X breaks though than the yellow. Again, her plate on this one not adding as much as the other one. Yeah, it probably still is about 400K-ish. Pretty fast move animations, even considering the 1.25, so that's good. $1.8. She probably about I think was about 1.4 with that, without her plate, just for reference. And if you don't have her plate, like Cheap Shot, you could use the swipe plates. Rocket's Cooking is on there. It could be anything that added red to get back to the red. It could be swipe plate. By swipe plate, I mean the Twilight Ritual plate. To get more purple on the board. It could be anything that gets more red. So really options there for the prize wall plates. And final version, I'm a scrub, and I didn't change this. This should be all heart on this one, right here, because I forgot to change that to buff the green and purple after the sub. So this should be all heart. So ignore that. Because the sub definitely doesn't work to proc the plate. I shouldn't say that. I actually haven't tried it with the plate on. I did it without the plate. I guess we'll find out. So basically same version sort of thing, except we're going to use the sub. Start double red, choose for the sub, or start, yeah, double red MP. You could start double purple MP, but the finisher wouldn't be ready necessarily turn 2. So I think you've seen all this, but just in case, zombie attack, 8 MP submission, generate 15 random sub gems, do 125k 3 turns, remaining turn into X break. And just for variety, because not everyone has almost for sure, we're gonna put Lacey on here to buff green and purple gem damage. That in conjunction with the all heart plate buff after the sub would buff green and purple 100%, and then another 20% from Lacey. So there we go. Again, you could sub Lacey in for almost in any of the other builds if you didn't have her. Much easier to load in Feud 2 if matchy match perks go away, the sub. Okay, game. Hello? Yeah, 16k. Definitely it doesn't work on the sub, as it shouldn't. It shouldn't work on the sub, so. The skill plate. So definitely all heart. because that would be buffing all your green and purples each time. Again, you can see, to me, I think the real winner is the double yellow finisher, especially if you have Doink, or the double red finisher. Even if you don't get her plate, which I don't plan on getting, pre 6-star. 6-star, just whatever variation you want to run that bleed. You could run the bleed with her finisher, you could run the bleed with the sub, you could run the bleed with the choose move, not necessarily the way I showed. It wouldn't necessarily have to be that, for sure. It just, no, here. On paper, I think I would like that one the best because the sub would slow them down. You could also try and set up the bleed on turn 1 and go for turn 1 win action, or you could maximize the bleed with trainers and coaches. Just 6-star is really where she's going to pay dividends, plus you want to take her there anyway for the coach, which is super, super OP. Like, comparatively, especially to what else is out there. Not a lot of ladies going to be capable of having done a full drain on turn 2 with that type of bleed. So let's sort it by Trickster ladies. And let's see if I'm missing any Trickster ladies. No. Okay. So I think at 6-star, she's the best lady Trickster. I would take her up over any of them. I really do like Becky. I think at gold, she's similar to Becky. Maybe a little bit stronger. China can stun, which is a nice benefit. Starting like turn 2, she can sometimes miss. So I do think I would rate her at 6-star, the clear best fighter of the lady Tricksters. So I would take her to 6-star before any of the others. And in fact, I do have Trickster tokens. And if it looks like I will get her this month or even next month, I will save those Trickster tokens and she will be the lady I take up. And I'll use her at 6-star plus the coach ability. So honestly, I think on pretty much any roster, you would feel safe taking her to 5-star gold. She's at least as good as Becky, China at 5-star gold. Plus you get the coach with the 2 MP. And then as far as 6-star, you get the coach, which choosing not 2 MP, two gems. At 6-star, you get 3 gems, which is completely amazing as a coach. Plus then you get her as a fighter. Also, very likely she will get gear in the future, because almost every zombie does. So she'll likely get gear love too. Not that we'll necessarily get them, but that's out there too for long term. A lot of great bleed coaches to add now. So I think, yeah, hands down, she would be my 6-star choice at Lady Trickster at the moment. Definitely better than the rest. And at 5-star gold, every bit as good as China or Becky. So I would rush her to 5-star gold and then save the tokens and shards, and she would be my Lady Trickster at 6-star. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you find it helpful. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, as that really helps me out. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Good luck out there.